So I would like to share this so that even I remember and also I can share with you all. So if anyone is interested to work together for this, we can work together. So more than storyboard, it's a script which I just try to get it into a visual form because it's more easier for me. I just prefer it that way. So I would just start directly with the story. So the first slide is about a guy trying to click photo. So he's a college boy, and the background about him, which will be revealed later in another part, is that this person is trying to. He feels that there is something hollow, and life is just not about what all we see. So he's trying to look for ways and sources, trying his best to look for some patterns which generally people ignore in order to find out something that would exist which is not visible to the normal eye. So this is a shot, and then this is a road, and then you can see the buildings and people interacting, and he's just trying to get over. So this is another shot, like shot, so from down, and then behind it's blurred, and then as this man passes and that camera, that boy is still over there, and then here we show that he's just lost in his own world, just falls on his bed and is wondering about things. And it's here when we actually speak to the audience about what the first two slides are actually doing. So it's about his thirst for something which is not visible to the naked eye. So how we go about explaining that part is there's a narration which goes on. So when the narration is going on, we can even do it without audio. So visuals itself are so strong. He's looking at the roof. The roof has a fan and star stickers put up just like any teenage typical home. And then imagines it to rotate, and then the camera zooms in. This turns into a solar system kind of imagination. So then as it's fully dynamic, continuously moving, no pictures, and then it zooms in at times, and then it zooms out, and suddenly when it's zoomed out, then we see big splash of water. So then it's his face, big splash of water comes on his face. We realize that he's actually in his mother comes and pours water on him because he has to get ready and go to school or whatever. That's not this thing. Oh, my mistake. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So the next slide is again we're showing the boring life at school. So at school is bored seeing other people just living a normal way. He's trying to convince people. People just don't listen to him because there's no proof, and that's what everyone depends on. It's easy not to believe in such things. It's easy to stay away from those things and believe to what we can see. So he's wandering in the class, and then many times he's just scolded in the class, and the teacher caught him, blasts him. Then we show a short kind where the colors play the role, and then where you have that time warp, this thing. So it's like showing that repetitiveness, the day to night phase happens, like to basically explain that it's going on for a long time. So from day to night, so the lighting is shown on the table as he's writing down. Now this view is basically, we're showing that he's returning from school. It's some very evening, all long shadows, all shops are on the side over here, and then he's walking and coming towards. And as this is happening, suddenly this is a side view. This is his face and the paper and behind the buildings. At a poster or paper just hits him, and he sees it. It's about a mountain called Mount Shasta, and people saw saying that there's a trip and you can go to this trip, and it's said to be a magical mystical mountain present somewhere in US. And he is from a good family background, so he could afford it, but obviously finally they're Indian parents, so all the security issues. So basically what the poster says is all these people are saying that it's getting out statements and words of people saying that inner satisfaction, communication with the consciousness, blah blah, all this hi-fi stuff, and then that grabs his attention. He's just really happy, so he's really very excited about it, and he's like, I have to go there. And this is the coffin and those four people. I think you got the meme right. So it's basically it's a joke. I added it, and it's just like he's so happy. Now the aerial view, just how far Doraemon and all is shown. Uh, the cartoon, like aerial view, is coming to his home from the street. He's coming to his home, and then we show this view of the home. So I drew it like a cake. I'm sorry, but like I try to draw a home and all those kinds of colorful colors and all coming out, like how in Tom and Jerry shows and all it's shown. All rainbow colors coming out, different patterns, funky fantasy type. Basically, the convincing process is going on here. So facing all kinds of things. Finally, it's left to a suspense and zero audio, and then a creak comes. We zoom into the door and tada, he's all set and ready. So finally he was able to convince. So here we start an English song. So how Guardians of the Galaxies and all movies, they have that recent trend of adding a English song, and generally it's retro and it's just not many times heard. So here in this case it's relevant just to show that journey stage. So we show the different phases of the journey. So he's traveling in the train, he's traveling between the shops, all the stalls, he's going towards those Himalayan areas and all that. Not the Himalayan, I'm sorry, or the mountain areas in US. And traveling in plane, getting up through stairs, more shops, more places. Then again the day and night pan shot comes again to show that time is passing by. He's exploring different places and cultures in those areas of different tribes and all that, and really understanding that yes, there could be something, and maybe I'm heading truly to a right direction. So here just show the climbing process. It could be from different angles, and what you can see here is this circular kind of. So when I researched, it has similar kind of clouds. And people really, this entire story is based on a fact, not exactly a fact, but it's there in many places over internet when I studied about this mountain, Mount Shasta. So the clouds show that there's something mystical. So I just try to depict that, and finally he climbs up on the top, and then again a slight humor kind of thing comes where the camera is actually zooming into his thought bubble, and the thought bubble is not shown, so directly are seeing what's inside that. So he actually imagines it to be filled with people of all hi-fi kind and sharing secrets, communicating secrets of the universe, blah blah kind of thing, and people meditating, levitating, all that. But when we zoom out, we realize it's a thought, and then we realize it's just fully plain. No one is there. So it hurts him. He's like, my god, this should not happen. This should not happen. This is not a movie. I have worked so much hard and spent, and then when I come here and I have nothing, I don't know what I'm going to do. So then there's a tree, and there's a notice. So he goes towards it. So this is an aerial view. Maybe we can have a slide over here to add the notice what it contains. So it basically contains is a, a warning that people don't come over here. This place is currently taken over by the government and is not open for normal tourist places for uh, reasons that cannot be disclosed that way. So serious kind of board put up hashtag area 51. So this is an aerial view. So it's showing a tree and that notice board, and then boy going towards it and reading it. It's more aerial view. So now what happens is we get to know about suspense. Why is it so empty? So this is the tree, this is the board, and this is the boy, and then we're zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. When we zoom out, it's shown to us that there is another part of the mountain, maybe you can say the other side of the mountain, where you have many people far away. You can see it zoomed out so much far away, and there is a big crystal ground, and there is this full security and scientists and people over there with camps and all that going on. So there was something happening, but he's not aware of it. He is not aware, so therefore he is very sad and then returns back. He's really irritated and pissed off, and then suddenly his legs raise and he goes up. Now he imagines it to be a UFO and all that, people from another world, far away planet and all that. But then he realizes it's a slit in the sky, as if the sky is just a rendered stimulation, and it was something in the thin air. So it just opens, like you can say similar to what's there on the Undone movie poster, not series poster, Undone series poster. So he goes up, and then what happens is it's a cylindrical room with and he finds two balls of light, which are, maybe we can give them a character to relate it more to people, to give it a more space. And these people start talking to him something, here we just use the music part, we don't reveal what they're talking, and this boy is just in shock and excitement, not mainly shock and fear, because this has never happened before. He's on a chair. It's like a UFO kind of interior, okay, similar to that. So then he asks them. Suddenly they stop speaking, and then he asks them, "Come on, continue. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know that part." And then they just say that for now this much is enough. The more you try to live according to the universe, the more secrets will unfold. And this is the part only which is heard to the audience. The behind conversation is all covered up by fade in and fade out effects and them discussing. And finally then that, suppose it's a cylindrical house, and then it's down that hole, and then it opens and this chair falls into it. So in that chair the boy was sitting. Okay, forgive my bad drawing, it's ADHD, and that patience part is a bit hard for me. A more creative blast, but I'm sure the audio part will help you and guide you and get open to your way of imaging it in your mind. So he falls down, and then through his eye view, in full speed, as if a light is far traveling, a soul is traveling, goes between the mountains, between the buildings, between the road, full speed, not walking, just flying through the air. And then suddenly it lands, and this is his home room window, and this is the table and the pen stand, whatever. So he lands on this chair. We could show the side shot to show that inertia, that he just falling on the chair, and he has no idea how he fell and how he traveled so fast. He's just in utter shock. So this is a side view. He's sitting. There's a chair. He suddenly starts writing on something. He opens a book and a paper and starts writing on, scribbling something. And the shot zooms out to his building, and then music takes over, some suspense music, and then fade out in the end. So what happens in these parts is he starts writing down, and for the next part, let's keep what did they discuss and how should he go about, and what work he's given, what challenges he's given to face in his life. And it's it's amazing. I just don't want to share so much because I can keep going on. There is infinite possibilities to the plot, because we can have multiple storylines and whatnot, and are so many characters. This was just one character and those two beings talking to him. So hope you loved it, and I love this. I'm waiting for people so that we can work together. There are wonderful artists out there, so I just felt YouTube could be a medium to reach out to them. I will share it on social media also. If you cross over this, and if you feel that you know someone, I would love to work with them, because this quarantine time we need people to work together. Colleges are not going to work. So that's all. Hope you liked it. Enjoy. Have a safe day.